Hello, and welcome to VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. I have a great show for you today. We are going to be talking about voices.com and voices.com for 2021. I thought the coolest thing that has happened, and if you know me, you watch this channel, you know that I have never been a big advocate for pay-to-play websites just because of the large nature of constantly auditioning. Although more recently, I have started to venture more into doing work, and we had our audition challenge, which is going really well for a lot of people, so I'm very excited about that. And but I wanted to tell you something that happened and talk about some more research that I've done on pay-to-play sites. You know, I have a blog article that I did a while ago. I dove in and did a lot of research on voices.com versus Voice123, and that's on my blog, and that's gotten just incredible amount of traffic, and people really use that as a good research to learn about the companies, because I always think it's important to know what companies we're doing business with, especially since we're making a lot of money through these companies. But anyways, I thought the coolest thing happened the other day. The CEO, and my goodness, I apologize if I say your name wrong, but his name is, I believe it's David Ciccarelli. I think that's right. And but anyways, I got an email from him, and he thanked me for posting a video earlier in 2020 about the top 10 websites that I recommend, and I was very pleased and thankful to get a message from him. I get messages from some people or some businesses in the industry from doing videos and stuff. I know the CEO to Voquint. We're good friends, and it was very nice of David to send me a message. And he also sent me information to keep me up to date with what's going on with voices.com. And I thought it would be really cool to share that information with you, and some more of my thoughts about voices.com for 2021. And so let's get into it. So the information I got from David, and I want to share that with you. So one of the first things he put in there is that at this point, there's over 1 million registered users on voices.com, which I think is absolutely crazy. Now, he says it's about half and half for, between clients and talents, and about 5,000 jobs per month. So the good news, the bad news about this, in my opinion. The great news is that, that means, if he's, 500,000 registered clients, right, that are looking for voiceovers and that are going to be posting jobs, which is wonderful. All right. But it also means that's 500,000 voiceover talents that are also registered on there. Now, there is no use, of course. It's difficult to determine, I would say, how many are active, how many are actually auditioning. And you have to realize they have their specific algorithm that matches voices based on your actual profile. So, that's going to be whittled down quite a bit. So not everybody is going to be there and matched at 100%. However, the thing I think is really important to note, 5,000 jobs a month. All right. I mean, that's a great deal of jobs. All right. But depending on the match scores, right, we don't know how many that is. So, what I mean by that is we don't know, what does that look like when it comes to how many jobs is there for everybody. And I think that's something that is a challenge. And I think the people at voices.com are aware of that, which is why, and another reason I mentioned this in the video earlier in 2020 about that I really did like about voices.com, and I do like, is that they seem to be, and I would say Voquint is second in this arena, but voices.com seems to be the most the site that's looking to help voice actors the most. I think, with scripts, with coaching. They've added a coaching implementation. They have a free consultation right off the bat, but you also can actually sign up for coaching from voices.com, which is pretty cool. I offer coaching, but the coaching they offer, I offer voice acting coaching and voiceover coaching, just period. But they offer, specifically for like voices.com and stuff and how to get work there, which I think is great. And they've also published a lot of videos and things to help, as well as tutorials, a lot of stuff on the site that's really geared to helping voice actors, which I think is really, really great. I've always griped about Fiverr in that sense. I've always griped even about Upwork and even voices.com, Voice123, who's tried to do a little bit more, and they've switched around a lot in an effort to do something to help, but I think they're lacking on that side. They do have some, but not as robust as voices.com. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another thing that David sent was that the top category for voiceovers that grew in 2020, which I think is no surprise here, but it's nice to see it in numbers, was internet videos. All right. I mean, that's basically 90% of what I do is internet videos, voiceovers for internet videos. And he said it grew over 199% year over year. So I think that's pretty darn impressive. All right. But we kind of know that, or at least, if you're doing a lot of voiceovers, you're doing a lot of internet voiceovers. Another thing he put out was that they have a new user interface. I was going in and looking through all of this, and it is pretty cool. One of the things I actually really like about their interface now is they've added, and I think they've had it for a little bit, but, they've added these compliments where, so look, I think one of the biggest differences that, in my opinion, all right, and then people will say whatever, but in my opinion, Fiverr has had a leg up on all of the websites out there, okay, when it comes to freelance websites or pay-to-play websites, because of the feedback aspect and the ability to get that feedback or communication, or people can save, people can, they can write multiple types of reviews. There's lots of, it's very well done when it comes to the client and the voiceover artist, and also how other people can see what you've done. I think this is very important, right? I've always griped about other sites and how they're not doing that, and I think that hurts voice actors as well as the clients, because it's difficult to make decisions except for one. Basically, you get one chance, right? One chance to do a good audition, and if you screw up that audition a little bit, right, you don't get the job. Whereas past work and the bulk of what you do, should be a part of the work and the effort that you've put in over, months or years or something, should account for something, especially for turning things in on time, being a good communicator, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. So voices.com has actually added a compliment section, which I think would actually be cool for for Fiverr. And I was thinking about Voquent, because Voquent has a bunch of different things like this too. The difference with Voquent, though, as you know, is that Voquent is still, I think, very closed when it comes to people actually ordering. They can't order directly with you, like through the platform. They have to go through the people at Voquent, which is fine. I love Voquent. I love Miles and the CEO over there. I love what they're doing. But I think, that does limit Voquent when Voquent decides to pull, I guess, the chains of pull the reins off and let the horse ride, if you will, and take that and let people book directly with clients. They're going to explode massively, but I know they're already swamped as it is. But with voices.com, I love that they're adding extra things, gamifying, if you will, the process, because I think it really helps the voice actors and the clients, and it's going to grow their business because people are going to be more satisfied. Your clients will be more satisfied, and voice actors will want to put in more effort. I mean, I think that's the thing, right? I mean, you want to put in effort. I would think at voices.com, they want voice actors to put in a lot of effort, because that makes the whole platform just look that much better, and the quality of the platform looks a lot better the more that voice actors put into it. And if they're trying to vie for that stuff, it'll help. So I think that's pretty cool. He did list that there are some podcasts. He didn't list my podcast. That's good. It has nothing to do with voices.com. But he did list, I guess, some podcasts. They've got Voices Experience and Mission Audition, which I think is really cool because, let's be honest, and I've talked about this too, about auditioning and standing out. I mean, the reality is that half of the industry does still audition. You know, if you followed me, I don't like the audition process because of what I just said, is the fact that you get one chance to audition and you've got all these other people doing the same thing with one chance, and everything that you have at that one moment has to be done. There's no other experiences brought into it other than one chance. I mean, heaven forbid there was one part that they were looking for and they didn't hear, but you have, like, now they allow you to add things and people can go see it, but that's why I like what voices.com is doing to give more opportunities for clients to see all the other things that you've done and to see the compliments that they've added, which is really neat. If you haven't seen that, check that out. It's like they actually will see on your profile and they're looking at it, there's like a section in the top about compliments, and there's different types of compliments that they can leave, and it's got like their own little icons, and it's pretty cool. And then of course David talked about their explainer videos and webinars that they do to really help voice actors, and I think that's super important. Like I said, I wish that other places would do that on their platforms. I've been saying that a long time about Fiverr. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I've picked up, I don't know if Fiverr's fine. I'm fine with that, with Fiverr letting me pick up the slack with Fiverr. But, it would be nice if some of these other platforms, like Upwork, wouldn't it have been great if Upwork released some sort of training about how to get work through their process? I mean, that's why I worked so hard to make the Upwork 101 course, right? It was because there's nothing there for Upwork. People per hour, Voice 123, all these sites, right? Even with Voquin, I published the videos about signing up for Voquin. I mean, a lot of these sites aren't doing that, and Voices.com is doing that. And I think by Voices.com doing that, that's keeping them relevant. Now, that's all the fun stuff. And I will say I would be remiss if I didn't talk about some of the challenges that I think that we face as voice actors on a site like Voices.com. But we'll say Voices.com is trying to help with that by doing all of this extra for voice actors. But like I said, the auditioning process and like this cattle call idea of hundreds or thousands of auditions for one job can be a challenge. I do like how they have a match process. So, you get weighted based on, whether in your profile, how well, like what you filled out in your profile goes to match the descriptions they have filled out on the back end. I think it would be great to dive into the training of Voices.com more to see if they explain. They do talk about profile. He sent some videos for me. I watched some of the videos. They were great videos about a lot of this content that I could take a look at and learn more about Voices.com on the back end. But, I think being fully aware of how to fill out your profile to the extent that's important, I think that works with their consultation and the coaching. So there's a lot of good things on it. And all the full disclosure, you know what I mean? I don't get a lot of work on Voices.com. At the same time, a lot of that has to do with because for the number of auditions I do is not a great deal of auditions. So for me, I'm always looking for more options to build content, put out things on my own, and have these clients, because these websites like Voices.com, they're working very hard to get clients. But I think what happens is for voice actors, our challenge is not only do we have to get through all of the stuff going on these websites like our profiles, but then we've got to also audition and try to make, go to 20 different sites, right, to do auditioning. So it becomes a challenge, especially if you are looking to get a group of voice actors who are all in to make your website grow. Because I think from Voices.com standpoint and these other places, if they can really get core groups of voice actors who are willing to go all in on their website, right, it's going to build them a bubble so that they're unstoppable because, one, two heads are better than one, 10 are better than two, you know what I mean? And more voice actors who are all willing to be all about it is going to just, the credibility will continue to go through the roof. And I know no matter what any of these sites say, I know just from a business standpoint, it's on like Donkey Kong. I mean, they are after it. The business is growing, but they're all after it, right? There's only so much limited space on the top of Google. Right? There's only so much limited space on YouTube, right? I mean, and Facebook, okay? I mean, and they're paying money and it's going to keep going, but we have to be the engine, though, that drives the success. So I do want to thank David. Thank you so much for sending that information. I thought it was pretty cool. By the way, this is not a sponsored video or anything. He just sent me an email thanking me with some extra information, and I thought I'd do a video about it and talk about my thoughts about voices.com for 2021. I can tell you this. I am interested in diving more into voices.com, and I want to thank David for sending that information, and send me more. Keep sending it. I think it's great. Again, I think voices.com, as I've said in the past, they are doing more to educate the voiceover community for auditioning and how to get work than a lot of the other places. I would say Voquent is a close second, but a lot of the other sites, I don't see a lot of it. Voice 123, they do have learning, they do have stuff, but they're not very... They don't project it very much. I mean, they don't get it out there as much. You have to dive into it and really search. When I was doing my research for that big blog article that I wrote, that was a couple thousand words long about Voice 123 versus Voices.com. I found a lot of stuff for Voice 123, but it's hidden, and I don't know. They're not doing a good job of getting it out there. Voices.com is all about educating, it seems, and I think, to me, I really appreciate that as a voice actor. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please leave your comments below. I'd love to hear about your experiences with voices.com. Also, make sure you subscribe this video as always. Check out Avio's Journey. We've got a sale going on until the end of this month. So you've got a few more days, which you can join the elite group as well as get some awesome courses to help you grow your voiceover business. Thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.